My fucking lord, I'm holding my pee, I'm trying to... Disaster. Flooding. Like a huge flood. And it softened the base of the ground. So my building was it's like once line of this base was softened, and the whole building was tilting. It wouldn't collapse, but was tilting. Huge flood come. The place was flooded, and holy fucking shit! What the fuck is happened? Just because it flooded, there are fleets of ships like naval ships, navy ships came from every other country, just right straight in, and there are like 2 stories, 3-story high vehicle, huge wheels, like tractor wheels, like 2-story high wheels, huge long vehicle. It's like a giant version of something, and it's like kind of like digging a very deep trench so it can release the flood. It can guide the flood, and that fucking thing suddenly start to run very fast, and it just run into buildings. It break every building's pillar. It's like a boom, 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 boom. And when they left, the building collapsed. I have like 5 buildings in my dream that just collapsing in front of my eyes, just because they are not worth to save. They collapse like a boom, 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 like World Trade Center tower. Fucking shit. And man, different shape of weird navy ships just drive in front of my eyes, because it was flooding down my building, and it just drives in, just drives passing by. And I was having all my cameras. I was trying to film. I was holding this camera in my dream, and this camera keep malfunctioning. I have a better camera, and I was using that filming for a lot. And suddenly there is a a signal, a flare, huge one. It goes like 50 kilometers away from my perspective. I would think at least 20. It was like 2,000 meters high. I would estimate. Well, even the light was through the clouds. It was a bit cloudy, but that flare went huge, went high, and boom! And everyone saw it. Was like, whoa! And it goes boom, like 2,000 meter high elevation. It was like a mushroom cloud, but instead it's a flare. Boom, loud in the sky. And my house was tilting like this, but not collapsing. And I was standing on that tilting floor and try to film everything. My family was with me at home. My dad was go downstairs trying to get drinking water. It was flooding everywhere, and there are tubes. When the flood, it's like there are some part of area. It don't make sense because the navy ships are coming, but there are still grounds that is not being flooded, and there are tubes like thousands of tubes in square formations, and they're trying to I don't know, just they're waiting for orders. I was on a small boat with my dad. I was said this flood is not that serious because last month was even bigger. But many buildings around me was collapsing. That huge vehicles drive through into the buildings, into it, and just hitting all the pillars. Boom, 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 like boom, 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 and go back, and boom, 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 boom. In this way, it hits all the pillars, and when the vehicle comes out, the building just boom. And that's how they just drop all the buildings, like apartment blocks, boom, like 25-story high apartment building, boom, in front of me. My building base was like it was softened. The ground, the soil was softened by the flood, and the building was the base floor, the wall was like, and the building was tilting, and they were like breaking down light rails. There's a huge like monster claw vehicle comes here, and there's a light rail, a tiny little bridge, like a 20 meters long bridge, and just go through my apartment downstairs on the ground, and that claw just grab and drag, and that light rail bridge was, and there are sparks because it was running on electricity, just destroy, because they're afraid of the electricity leaking, so people won't hit by electric. But they destroyed the bridge. That part don't make sense. But I saw the bridge just dropped as well, being destroyed. Huge trench, like 20-30 meters high. A fucking big vehicle. It was in the distance, like 250 meters away from me. But I still see it. The wheels were huge. Holy shit, like 3 floors high. Big tractor wheel. And it's just a part of that vehicle. That vehicle was like 15 meters, 6 meters long. It's like a triangular cube in shape. And that, it's on a even bigger, like a platform or something that I couldn't make sense, but it's like a platform. And there's on the end of it, there's like a wall, like a pitch up. It's like a base to hold that vehicle, so that vehicle can drive on that base, but presumably made of steel. A metal, like a thick button. The vehicle drives on it, so it can dig the trench. And meanwhile, that vehicle was and that exact vehicle was driving around, destroy all the buildings. And that flare, 2,000 meter high, boom! Everyone was oh. And different shapes of Navy ships, but that was saying one from Japan, international rescue ships. One is like very linear and very thin, long, almost like a submarine, but instead it's pointed on the other end. And it's very light, it's floating like rapidly, and it's off-roading because in the flood, the ground was muddy and was kind of like tiny rivers with swamp. And that ship was like almost like off-roading. And there is another one very thick and maybe triangular shape. I couldn't understand. I couldn't remember. But very thick, very aerodynamic, rounded on the edge, very thick. And it was floating steadily away. Almost like if it's a ship for troops. There are pattern lines on the surface, like goes like this, many goes like this, and one way goes that. That's the pattern on the surface. Almost like a rounded bread, but instead it's a triangular. The color was light gray. Windy maybe? Of course. The weather. It was late afternoon, but there's still light, but it's overcasting. There are one tiny little stream, a river, or even you call it like a flood release river beside my place. Yes, that's in my dream. Their geographic location was very similar in the place I'm living. Holy fucking shit. I was thought to myself, 2020 is now it's become nuts. I was thought to myself in that dream I just had. Oh fucking shit. And I was glad that I have drinking water stored in my home, because I've been collecting rainwater for all the time. My dad went downstairs to find water, and when he comes back, he said, "I found some. I dig holes so the water leaks in, get filtered, but it's not a sustainable. He has to do that. I have to do that every day," he said. My mom. That's the most ridiculous part, is that my mom is jumping around filming TikTok videos. Yeah. That's a very distorted information read in my dream. But anyway, very emotional, intense. If things just keep going on. This camera was malfunctioning. I was having a hard time to hold it to film, but the other one went well. This one, the big one. I had everything in my dream that I have in this reality. Almost everything except my bicycle. The thing, every camera. Slightly different house. I mean apartment floor. Slightly different. The flood was like a tsunami, like a wave, but not that huge. Maybe like 1-2 meters high in waves. And every plantation, the parks downstairs were gone. It was just like swamp, like a bare, muddy whole place, like a bare, muddy land. And the building I was living is no longer safe because it was tilting. I was thought myself, finally I could have a new place to live, a brand new house. Holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit. Almost like I had this aerial shot, very steady aerial shot, like a drone shot, but instead you're floating, you sit there at that sky position, you're looking at the building almost like it's settled shut delivery for you to see. And that vehicle, it was like very quite flat, board, 3-story high building. That vehicle went the hooping like boom. That's how they destroy, and that's how the shot shows me that how they destroy the building in process. Utterly horror, because it was intense. The building collapsed in front of me. Bam, bam. And the buildings are suddenly almost looks like it's in the process of making, but because there are no wall paint, there are nothing, just a concrete shell, empty, and with the steel frames around it to build the typical Chinese in the process apartment block. Mine was everything was tilting. The furniture was kind of alright, are still in place because the tilting was like a little bit, not a little bit, but just not that significant to collapse. And I was thinking to put every weight on the other side, which doesn't really matters. And suddenly, oh, the fucking music dancing people, this still managed to find a dry ground and start to dance and play loud music as they always do every 7 p.m. downstairs, like now. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? That part. And like, people are not that as shocked as me when the flood goes away, which was very rapid. When they like drain away and people are just started chilling to get out on the ground and relax. I can almost hear they talking like very relaxed. That's one part really don't make any sense to me. But anyway, that's all of I could recall on my dream. I literally woke up and find the light and start filming. Pretty much that's everything I'm conscious to remember. So the closest thing I could relate with this dream is the end of this year. Maybe in 21st September, maybe in 31st September. The flood. The flood, because the solar whatever hits Earth on the northwestern Pacific. It caused tsunami. It caused mile-high tsunami. Presumably goes on American continent direction and goes around the world and come back. And at the same time, the other side of the wave hitting China, I think, Japan, China. That's what I could relate to the flood, and the rescuer and the international rescuer, the different type of vehicles you've never have seen, never seen. Military stuff, like military engineering stuff, all the ships, and all the flooding causing the disasters. In the end of this year, that's what I could think of for this epic goddamn dream. Jesus fucking Christ. End of 2020. Solar whatever hit Earth. That's what I heard and elsewhere. Oh my god. What? What an epic dream. Anyway, this is ground crew. See you in another one.